Hey, what's up? Back with another video. So today I wanted to talk about video games because this is something that I have experience with, and it's something that I see other people like going back and forth with. You see freaking self-development YouTubers going into this like long rants about how video games are killing your productivity and making you a worse person, basically. And I kind of agree. Video games aren't always great, but I also disagree because I don't think it's a black and white thing. And so I'm not going to go into the whole like self-development guru, like video games are killing your drive kind of thing. And their narrative is typically that you have these like dopaminergic circuits, and by playing video games, you're rewarding yourself for basically achieving nothing. And so you're destroying your drive, your motivation, your ability to get shit done in your life. And there's some merit to that way of looking at things. Like there's some truth to that. Yes, if you keep like bombarding yourself in instant gratification, and it's not just video games, it's through social media and porn and all these other things you can do. Then yeah, you're gonna have less motivation to get shit done in your life. You're gonna have less resilience to difficult situations and things that are difficult to accomplish and things that take time. But that being said, like I think video games can also be great. I've played video games a lot myself, and while I don't play anymore, and while I also share this bitterness that some self-development people do because they've had this bad experience with video games personally, I think video games can be great, and I recognize that completely. And it's like you can gain motor skills from video games, you can gain analytical skills, you can gain like problem solving skills. And personally, I think a lot of my English, which is my second language, came from playing video games. And beyond that, video games will help you relieve stress, frustration. They'll help you just feel like joy in general. And joy itself can be like an inspiring emotion. It can be like a good thing. Like if you play video games in a healthy way, it can actually inspire you to accomplish and do more in your life. Which, I don't know, may sound counterintuitive, but I think that's the truth for sure. Beyond that, it's like storytelling. I love stories, and stories are like, if you say stories are useless, then you gotta do some like soul searching, because stories have been with us since like the beginning of time, and it's how we form our narratives and it's how we live our lives. And so storytelling is really important, and there's a lot of storytelling in video games. Like who's the hero and how does he accomplish what he needs to accomplish and all of that. And there's just a lot of good stuff going on with video games. That being said, let's go to what I think is the actual problem with video games. And I'll do that by telling first my story, which is like my prime video gaming days, where from the ages of maybe like around 10 to 16, and I played like RuneScape, and then I played World of Warcraft, and then I played a little bit of League, I guess, towards the end of that time period. And for the most part, it was great, right? And I had my social circle sort of revolved around this gaming culture, and I just loved it, most of it, But then towards the end, there was this period where I started feeling like I was playing these games, right? But I didn't love it, I was there, but I didn't actually want to be there in a way. I was just playing these games because there were other things that were worse. Like I didn't want to confront I did well in school, but I didn't like school. So I wanted to escape that situation. I wanted to escape my family situation, which has been tricky for most of my childhood. And the one place I could go to escape all of that was video games. And so that is where I went. And I think that's where video games become a problem. And I think that's where a lot of people are with video games. I would say even the majority of people are with video games. And it's that they're not playing the video games because they enjoy the games. They're playing video games because they feel like they've got nowhere else to go. And, well, if you're there, then video games are definitely holding you back in life. Because if this is your situation where you feel like you've got nowhere else to go in life but to these video games, then you shouldn't just like give up without a fight, You should fight for your place in this world. And if you have this like safe haven of video games where you can go and just feel like comfortable, which is, I don't know, rarely great. I'm not a great fan of comfort in general. Well, if you have that, then it's going to be that much harder to just confront those problems in your life. Hmm. Yeah, and I say a lot of people who play video games are there, but I think even the majority of people who play video games are there, especially if you're like 25 and you spend 3 hours every day playing like freaking League or whatever, and you're not making money from it, you're not a streamer, you're not a professional gamer, then I think you're hiding from something. Like, why would you log on to freaking League of Legends and queue up for ranked games just to like flame people? Or why would you go into World of Warcraft and just like fly on your flying mount in circles over Orgrimmar? It's like, do you really love this experience? And you're not good at the game either, because most people aren't. That's I guess the normal distribution thing, where like you have like the majority of people are average, and average, for instance, in League of Legends is silver, and if you're a silver player, you're not good at the game, and you're not going to go anywhere with that. So why are you playing this game? It kind of just makes you miserable as well. Like, if you log on to League of Legends, you go into some games, like, you're gonna see this like toxic environment in this like chat where people are just like telling each other they hope their family dies of like cancer or like whatever, and it's like, you're not in a good place. Like, you got some issues you got to deal with, like, seriously. And I'm not saying this because like I'm not saying this out of like what do you say, malice. Like, I don't want to be mean, but it's like, if that's where you are at, then you gotta do something about that. There's clearly something you gotta deal with. And I understand, I completely understand, because I was there. I was there, right? I was there where I was playing this game and I didn't really even want to play the game. And when you're there and like the game feels like the only place you can be, then it becomes like a prison. And how are you gonna love your prison? No matter how much you love the game when you started playing it, how are you gonna love being like trapped between like trapped, basically? Yeah. So if that's you, if you're playing any of these games for um like I would say any more than 3 hours, literally every day, and you're not making money from it, it's not your life in any significant way beyond you just spending time there, then you need to like consider with yourself, what are you hiding from? Because that's what's blocking you in life. That's what's stopping you from progressing. You've got something that's like that you're afraid of confronting and that you can't progress without going through. So what is that thing for you? Yeah, I mean, that's basically all I had to say. I think this, much more so than the dopamine narrative, is what's the problem with video games for a lot of people. And not just video games, it's like all kinds of distraction. It's like porn, it's TikTok, it's like Instagram, all of these things that you can use to distract yourself. Like, what are you running from? What are you running from? Why are you not willing to go out and confront your life and live it? Yeah, that being said, like, I think video games can be like what should I say, like a part of a well balanced and healthy lifestyle. And it's just, you gotta be honest with yourself about why you're playing and how you're playing. Um, Personally, I don't really play video games that much anymore. I just kind of lost interest. But like every once in a while, if I'm like maybe sick, or if it's the depth of winter and I'm just like having a bad day, I could play a bit and it will cheer me up. And I'll play for a day or two, like not straight, but I'll play a little bit for a day or two and I'll be like over it. Or like even a week, doesn't matter. But it's just, you gotta know why you're there, and you gotta like just confront the shit that's like in your life and that needs to be confronted. So those were my 2 cents. As always, I would say leave a comment, please. I'd love to hear what you think. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna keep posting. All right, be your best self. See you later.